On February 1st, 2026, the next iteration of the Grammys will take the stage in Los Angeles. Hi, I'm Tanner, and I'm not usually on this channel, and I don't usually start videos off, but a special little, what do we call it? Preview? Predictions? I don't know. We're going to gab a little bit. We're going to talk Grammys, specifically the Grammys. Guys, what's going on?
That was probably the best intro we've ever had on this show, to be honest.
I agree. I like the Macho Man Randy Savage hand gesturing.
Yeah.
It really stole the point.
Yeah,
I got locked in.
there's been a lot of promos cut on Taylor Swift specifically on the show, but many other people. But that might have been the best microphone performance we've had so far.
Agreed. Let me tell you something, brother.
If there was a Grammys for Out on That Line podcast intros, that would win for sure, Tanner.
You're a lock. You're
for sure. So we are going to be talking about the upcoming Grammys, the 2026 edition. So what I'm thinking here is we'll just talk about what the top 4 categories. We'll do Best New Artist, Song of the Year, Album of the Year, Record of the Year.
Yeah,
and then maybe our recap episode we can do, talk about a few more categories if they come up. But that'll be a good place to start and where probably most people are going to be familiar. So we are going to start in the order that they do, and we're going to go with Best New Artist Voiced. So the nominees this year is Olivia Dean, Cat's Eye, The Marias, Addison Rae, Somber, Leon Thomas, Alex Warren, and Lola Young. So I don't know if either of you are familiar with any of them.
I am familiar with Olivia Dean.
Okay.
I know the name Addison Rae. I know the Marias. Lola Young is and I'm so ding. That what's that song? I don't even know how to approximate it beyond.
Messy. The song
What's
is
it called?
Messy, I think.
Messy.
Yeah.
Boy, sure is sloppy.
Yeah.
But the one I do know is Olivia Dean, and I think Olivia Dean's gonna take it because that "Come Be the Man I Need" song is just like everywhere right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's an Olivia Dean moment, if I had to guess.
I think overall, I think you're probably right about that, because I think she's just got a lot of the Best New Artist, I think, has to do with momentum, and I think she's kind of got it right now. But I do want to point out Addison Rae is wife of the pod is a Addison Rae Mark. Went and saw her live, said she puts on a fantastic show. That the way that she structures her songs, it kind of reminds her the most of anybody in this generation, the most of like Britney Spears back in the day. I think pretty high praise, because I know my wife loves Britney Spears too. I think Lola Young, that song absolutely blew up, but I don't know that you win Best New Artist on the strength of like one hit. I can't think of one. That's the thing, is I think you have to, and she may have some other great songs. I don't know. That's the one I know by her. But I think for me, I think Olivia Dean is of this grouping. The Marias should not win Best New Artist, because I've known about the Marias for
been around forever,
8 years now, I think. So to me, I think Olivia Dean is probably looked at as the most like artist, I guess, of these, the most like kind of established as far as her persona and like the songs and everything. And that's generally what wins, because I know Somber is another one. Like, I've seen that name all over the place, but just not familiar with the songs, unfortunately, yet. I'll probably check some out before the awards. But I think you're right, Alex. I think you're right on that one.
Tanner, are you familiar with any of these?
I know Somber was just on SNL.
Okay.
And that's what I know. Back to you guys.
Throw a dart. Who do you think is going to win?
Somber.
Okay.
Dark horse. Okay, so
hey.
Song of the Year. So this is going to be, now this, when we first started doing this, Alex, there was not as many of these to have to read off all the time. So I just want to point out that while I'm glad other artists are getting some shine, maybe that wouldn't have otherwise, this makes my life rather difficult one time a year, Grammy. So, get your shit together, please. So the nominees: Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, Anxiety, Doechii, APT or Apt, I don't know if you pronounce it one way or the other, it's Rosé and Bruno Mars, DTMF by Bad Bunny, our Super Bowl halftime performer, coming up here in February as well, Ooh, what a time that'll be if he wins like Song of the Year and then he's the Super Bowl halftime show performer. That'd be cool for him. Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, Luther by Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Manchild, Sabrina Carpenter, and Wildflower by Billie Eilish.
Oh, Uncle Baby Billy. I think if my heart were going to pick one, it would probably be Luther.
Mm-hmm.
What do I think is actually looking at the nominees? What do I think will get it? Luther could get it. Luther could get it. I could also see Manchild just because it was such an earworm.
Mm-hmm.
It depends if that's your criteria, right? Like,
are we just totally negating the Gaga?
I think maybe
the man that played Lady Haha is gonna negate Lady Gaga.
So is that your pick? Is Abracadabra?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
That song is a bop of bops.
I'm logging all of these.
Any time that Lady Gaga says her name in her own song,
I would like to reassess my decision for Song of the Year. I'm gonna go ahead and make the heart pick the pick. I'm gonna log Luther. I'm going with Luther.
Okay.
I won't be surprised if Manchild or Abracadabra get it, but I'm going with Luther.
My pick is the Golden song from K-pop Demon Hunters.
It's probably, I think that stuff is taking over the world right now. So if popularity is going to be the measure and the judge, that probably will do it. That'll be interesting because I think that's one that I don't know that there's any super strong front runners. Like I'm banging the drum for Gaga, but I don't know that it's a super strong front runner over anything else. Album of the year. Now we're getting into the big ones. So the nominees for album of the year is going to be, I'm going to try to read this by Bad Bunny. Maybe we'll get to that one last. But Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator, Mutt by Leon Thomas, GNX by Kendrick Lamar, Mayhem from Lady Gaga, Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips, Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter, Swag by Justin Bieber, and Debbie Tirar Mas Fotos by Bad Bunny. What do you think, Alex?
All right. What do I think? I think Let God Sort 'Em Out indeed, because just there are some like GNX you can bet on. Mayhem I think is a safe bet. I love to see Chromacopia there. You know, the question is, it'd be tempting to be like, they wouldn't give it to Sabrina Carpenter, would they? And I think no, they wouldn't, because I think a certain part of this does have to be quality, whatever their criteria is.
Mm-hmm.
That has to factor into it on some level. If it was just a popularity contest, they'd let the American people vote. They'd let everybody vote. But whatever their like determining criteria are, and I'd love to see it broken down. I think like if you're just going for ingenuity, pure quality, pure enjoyment, diversity of the tracks, the purpose behind the whole thing, kind of a fuck you, kind of a victory lap, just an all-around interesting guy made it. I think I would have to go with GNX Kendrick Lamar.
I think that's a good pick, and I think that's going to make Drake turn in his grave once again when that album probably takes this one. I think a dark horse on this one is going to be Swag. I know we didn't do that one on the show, but I don't know if you got into that one by Justin Bieber at all. But it was far better than you would ever expect a Justin Bieber album to be. And I think it was also looked at as kind of a comeback album for him. So it's all those things, like you talk about momentum and you know, music of the moment and how does it fit right now. Swag was definitely a big deal. What I would love to see is I would love to see Tyler the Creator win this one, because I thought Chromacopia was excellent. I think when you're talking about album of the year, if Man's Best Friend wins it, I'm going to flip my shit, because that was just a pop album. Like, it might have been a very good one, but I think exactly like you said, Alex, is I think the same kind of criticisms I had of her previous album was that it's these kind of albums, they sound just like a collection of singles. It's hard for me to think of that as one big true body of work. An album like Chromacopia, GNX, you know, those albums are like that for me. Bad Bunny might have been like that a little bit. I think he was kind of halfway between. And also, I don't know if they're going to give him the Grammy, you know, and if he does get it, I think that is going to set off a lot of people to be very upset.
Yeah, there are a lot of potentially upsetting picks in here for different people.
What do you think, Tanner?
None of these jump out, which is like it's very difficult.
That's a good point.
There's no and in years past, like stuff has jumped out for me. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's won. It's just like stuff that's jumped out. I'm gonna go, if we're just doing predictions, I'm gonna pick the Bad Bunny album. I think that's gonna win.
Okay.
I think it's a strong pick, and I could certainly talk myself into that.
I think in my heart, what I like to win, I would love for Chromacopia to win.
Yeah, I think it was the most fully formed album, and it's interesting. So I'm just kind of thinking back. We're towards the end of the year now, and we always do the best of and worst of the end of the year. I felt like this year we had tons of great albums that we did on the podcast. Like there's a lot for me to have to sort through and pick from for our end of the year awards. This so far of the things that I've been reading through, like none of this really doesn't feel to me like it's a super strong Grammy class.
No, not especially. And the thing is, I guess what this is telling me when I see Mutt by Leon Thomas, I have no clue who that is. You see, Let God Sort 'Em Out, Swag. I would never just like automatically find my way to Bieber on my own. You saying it's halfway decent is very surprising. And then the Bad Bunny album, which I'm sure is like great, but I've never really like listened to a ton of Bad Bunny. But I think what this shows me is like, I guess we got to tune into more of these sort of mainstream things and see what people are up to. Cause I wish I knew kind of the context of all of them. Do they not jump out because I'm not familiar? Or is it like, are we really running at like a quality deficit here? Which I think we are, but I'd love to know for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna rip through after we talk about the record of the year one. I'm just gonna rip through some of the other categories. Great. Where you'll see a lot more of what we consider kind of the driving force behind like good music these days, not just popular music. So for record of the year, the nominees are DTMF by Bad Bunny, Manchild by Sabrina Carpenter, Anxiety by Doechii, Wildflower by Billie Eilish, Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, Luther by Kendrick Lamar with SZA, The Subway, Chaperone, and APT. APT, again, don't know if it's an acronym or a word, Rosé, and Bruno Mars.
So, record of the year. You give this one to the whole shebang. Song is obviously the song itself. This is the production and everyone in it. You can always feel good about a perennial pick with Billie Eilish, but this one doesn't, again, leap off the page for me. Abracadabra, you could certainly, that was a production powerhouse. So you could absolutely give it to Abracadabra, no questions asked. Luther's a great song. I think it doesn't win record of the year and song of the year, and GNX wins album of the year. People are nuts about Chapel Roan. I'm not sure that this song, I know a lot of people were very fond of it, but I'm not sure it's like the strongest piece of work. But once again, you can't really argue with giving it to Chapel Roan just by being Chapel Roan. Rosé and Bruno Mars, no. Doechii, you're awesome. And Anxiety's a TikTok-y thing, which isn't a guaranteed win. Manchild's an earworm, but it's not a serious song. No concept of the Bad Bunny. I'm gonna say Abracadabra.
I think that's going to be my pick as well on that one. I think it'll come down to probably Abracadabra or Luther for that one, but I think it's going to be the Gaga.
I'm going to give it. I think it's going to be the Billie Eilish song for this one.
Really?
Yeah.
The Grammys do love them some Billie.
And the delineation between record of the year and song of the year in a year like this, you can definitely get away with splitting those. You know what I mean? There's not like the one epic album with the epic single capper, the epic song capper. So yeah, I think that it goes to Billie for Wildflower.
Yeah.
Baby Billie.
So I do want to point out some other categories here. So specifically best rock song.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd get to this.
Yes. So As Alive as You Need Me to Be by Nine Inch Nails, Caramel by Sleep Token, Glum by Haley Williams, Zombie by Youngblood, and then Never Enough by Turnstile is nominated for a Grammy for Best Rock Song. Absolutely fantastic. I don't think they're going to win it. I think Sleep Token is massive this year. I think Nine Inch Nails is always somebody the Grammys want to give an award to. You have Haley Williams in there, so like they're up against it. I would say they're probably 5th out of 5 as far as in the running for that award. But Never Enough to me, just one, seeing it live, hearing it the first time on the album when they were kind of like trickling out those releases. Absolutely fantastic year for Turnstile.
Jeff, I'm going to subvert your expectations and take the opposite side. I'm putting it on your boys. I got Never Enough. Fucking Sleep Token sucks ass. Nine Inch Nails. I would have to assume this came from the Tron Ares thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be Daft Punk doing the Tron Legacy soundtrack. Sorry about your luck. You can get away with the Haley Williams, whatever this fucking zombie thing is. I don't care. To me, it's pretty clear. Like, what?
Youngblood is a force in rock music right now.
Well, I'm not familiar with the fucking zombie.
So
song.
he did the now I don't know the song, but he was at that Ozzy tribute, like the home something or other, whatever he called right before Ozzy passed away. And he did a ripping version of one of his songs. Like he's a great singer, like really, really good. He's got the pipes. And he like crushed that.
Is this song though? Like I'll check him out because if he's got a killer voice like that, that's great. But is this song best rock song of the year?
I don't know. I haven't heard. Like to me, like Turnstile is one of my favorite bands. So Never Enough. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody say anything bad about Turnstile. So if they win, I'm just setting my expectations low.
All right. Well, I'm going Turnstile. And what are you going for certain, Jeff?
For certain, I'm going to say, we'll just mix it up. I'm going to say Zombie, so I don't jinx my boys. Yeah.
Okay. Tanner?
I agree with Alex. I think this is going to be Turnstile's year. I think there's so much buzz about this record and how good this record was. I don't want to jump ahead too far, but I see them taking Best Rock Song and I see them taking Best Rock Album this year. Like there's so much. They're a band that, and Jeff, I know you've loved them like from the get-go. I never really paid that much attention to them. I'll be honest. I never really did. And this album is like, it's totally, I don't know. It's like transcendent. It's hard for me to put into words. The feelings I feel when I'm listening to it harken back to a much younger man. And I think it's having that effect on a lot of people out there. And I think it's polished as hell too. So they can't even look at it from a Grammy perspective and say, well, the production isn't that great. Like it's borderline perfect music. And I'm honestly kind of upset that it didn't get more play at the Grammys this year. I was expecting a bigger year for this record, if I'm being honest. I'm glad that it got the nominees, that I got the nominations that it got, but I was expecting more from this record, honestly. So, but yeah, my pick, Lock It In, is also Never Enough by Turnstile.
Excellent.
I like it.
Well, we also have a big one for Best Country Solo Performance. Tyler Childers nominated for Nose on the Grindstone. Funny, because that song has been around as long as Tyler Childers has been around. And he just recorded it this year for the new album for Snipe Hunter. It's just funny how the Grammys like find their way to kind of sneak those things in. When it's like that song has been around for a long time and essentially the same version of it. Like this is a more polished version on this album. It's just funny to me, but I think for this one, I think Lainey Wilson probably wins it for the Somewhere Over Laredo. She's having her moment in country music right now. And like, I think Tyler Childers has been having his moments for the last few years as well, but Lainey Wilson is just that different level of like Nashville country star that I think that one's going to go to her.
I could see that, but I'm going with the Red Rooster, baby. I'm going with Tyler Childers. I think just the fact that it's nominated kind of speaks to the strength of it. And if this can get nominated, this can win. So I think it's a Tyler Childers. This is where we see our outlaws kind of come into the mainstream.
Yeah.
More. It's Tyler
Any
Childers.
given Sunday, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tanner, what say you?
I go Childers too. I think he has a very successful evening in February at this award show. I believe, because
what else? So my list is feeling short because what else is he nominated for?
He's also up for Best Country Song for Bitin' List.
Okay.
And Best Contemporary Country Album.
Okay, so that's the one where they separated, where they're calling contemporary country. Well, no,
traditional.
He's in what you would call like the Nashville country, right?
Yep, Jelly Roll is in the same category as him.
Yeah.
Which is going to be I could see Jelly Roll winning that, but yeah, so he's there. Then traditional is like Charlie Crockett, Lucas Nelson, Willie Nelson, Zach Top, and Margot Price with a nomination for Best Traditional.
The Charlie Crockett album. Let me tell you something. And did Turnpike get nominated for one of those?
I don't think so.
So that is egregious to me. Because
that was a great album too.
Spoiler alert: The Price of Admission, in my opinion, was one of the finest albums of the year.
Same.
Honestly, one of the finest country albums of all time.
It'll be popping up at the end of the year. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. I think we'll be talking heavily about Tyler and Turnpike.
There's weird stuff. They put Isabel's Foxes in the Snow under Best Folk Album.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They always do weird stuff, yeah. And they did. I'm just surprised they didn't put Tyler Childers in the Best Americana category.
Yeah. Best American Root Song, Best Americana Album. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting stuff. I see that Uncle Baby Billy Strings, Highway Prayers, phenomenal album, Best Bluegrass Album, should win.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, he's great. He's having a moment.
So good. Yeah. He's gonna have a moment the rest of his life. Like that style of music, like he's gonna have his own Deadheads.
He rocks.
I don't know what they call themselves, but he's already got a fan base like that.
Hillbillies.
Is that really?
No, I just made up with that, but
that's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but he's like kind of doing that thing that's like Sturgill-esque as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where like it's that like he crosses into jam. He just like covers so many things that so many people will go see him. The crowds are so diverse.
Yeah.
I've been to a Billy Strings show, but like from what we saw at Sturge in Boston last year, very similar.
Yeah, there's I think country's in pretty good hands. A little concerned about the pop side of music with these Grammy nominations this year, but should we put Tanner on the spot and require him to join our Grammys recap episode after these air?
Ooh, would you?
I'd love to do that, and I will actually do some listening, and I will have ideas and thoughts of maybe who should have won if an artist that I like didn't win.
Let's commit to that. Let's listen to all this shit. Let's get caught up. And
So it was the big four categories. And there's a lot of good overlap, so that's like not terrible in terms of song of the year and record of the year. Like,
yeah,
right. Well, let's do it.
You have to listen to the song of the year version of the song, and then you have to listen to the record of the year version of the song.
Damn it!
Yeah,
Electric Nebraska.
I was gonna say electric version.
Yeah.